Hello, me again. So some of you may have heard via Facebook or via, you know, anywhere else that yesterday ended up not being a very good day. Just on a lot of fronts, and so it's one of those days. It's kind of tough to be grateful, but it's like there's got to be a positive in all of this. And that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. So here's my 3 bad things that I'm grateful for. Number 1. I was at my desk yesterday, and this gentleman came in and went to the front desk, and I'm at the far end of the hall, so they don't see me right away, but I can, I'm aware of what's going on at the far end, and I just hear, "Hello there," and there was something about the guy's voice. I wasn't looking, but there was something about the guy's voice, and he sounded just like my father. And I look up, and he's not there. It's not my dad. I mean, duh, right? I mean, he passed away. No, he's not. But that just kind of brought everything back. Not 2 minutes later, I got a call asking to speak to my father, which some of you may not know. We worked together for a good 3 years. The only reason we stopped working together is because he retired, and then yeah. So that was definitely bad thing 1. I mean, I guess one can be grateful because if he didn't mean as much to me as he does, I wouldn't miss him as much. I mean, he was a good man, and I miss him a lot, and he was, I don't know, it's just, you want the pain to just be a little less, but I'll admit that's a lot of the circumstances to why I'm not happy at my job. It's kind of difficult to really delve in and be happy at a place where everywhere you go you're reminded of your father. Especially when you get calls who don't, "Oh, well, I need to speak with him." Well, he doesn't work here anymore. That's all you can say. Because it's not their fault they don't know. So, I mean, I guess I'm grateful that I have the memories that I can hang on to. Number 2. I told you I was going to have a walk down at the lake with my sister. Well, she canceled. Another family emergency came up. Again, I'm not going to go into detail on this one. So, she needed to take care of that. So, I mean, I am grateful that, I have a sister that, can be there for family in the way that I couldn't be. So I'm really happy about that. I'm glad that she told me, I was like, "Hey, I have to cancel. I need to do this thing." I was like, "You go take care of what needs to be taken care of. I will be fine. I will see you this weekend." And I asked some friends, and it's like, "Hey, who can go with me for a walk?" It'd be around 6:00 because I didn't want to be too late. I want to be able to tuck in my daughter. And people are just like, "Well, I'd like to, but it's too early because I got so much stuff to do." Another person was, "Yeah, I will meet you there." Oh shoot! And they backed out because they realized, hey, they haven't seen their family much this week. I'm just like, I get that. Do not apologize. So I did end up going for a walk by myself. It was a little chilly, and I had to use the bathroom about halfway through, which sucked because every park I passed, the bathrooms are still locked. luckily I got to a YMCA and was just like, I'm using your bathroom and you're not going to stop me. So, got my steps in. This bad boy was lit up like a Roman candle. So that's the number 2 thing I'm grateful for, coming out of a bad thing. Number 3, I've mentioned my oldest son is autistic, and he's part of a special education program at his school. Well, the teacher, who has been our lifeline, our rock, our go-to for the last 3 years, just announced that she's taking a new position next year. So someone else will be taking over. And I know my son's having a really hard time with it. He does not adapt well to change. And I'm having a hard time with it too, because she was awesome. You know, we could talk to her about anything. I mean, that was why it worked so well. I mean, we've always been told that we are much more involved as parents. Well, we just don't want to screw up. You know, I don't mean to say bad things, but it was really hard when they were primarily at their at their mom's house, because, you know, she had her own issues to deal with, and sometimes just didn't have time to keep up on their homework or their extracurriculars or anything else that they were going through. You know, so for us to take them in, it's just like, well, this just has to be done. You know, we have to keep track of what's going on and be obnoxiously involved, really. We're all not quite helicopter parents, but we do want to know every detail. So losing this teacher is hard. At the same time, here's where the gratitude comes in. I'm grateful for the change, because, like I said, he's 17 years old and he has a real hard time adapting to change. Stubbornly refuses to, actually, is what it is. So being put in a position where a new teacher is going to show him maybe a new way to do things, because not every system has worked so far. So let's see what happens. You know, I guess that means I'm grateful for the unknown, and that's not a bad thing. I hope today's better. It's Friday. And no karaoke contests. There is karaoke tonight, 2 blocks away. I'm not going because my wife is actually hosting. So someone needs to stay here with the little one. My boys are heading back to their mom's side for the weekend. So I'll see them on Sunday for confirmation. So hopefully it's going to be a good weekend. Here come the shameless plugs. If you live in the Sheboygan area, come on down to Lakeshore Lanes and go check out the Spirit Fair that's going on in the Windjammer Hall. It goes from 10 o'clock until 5. My wife runs the thing, and it's a lot of fun. There will be vendors, there will be readers, there will be healers, and just a great crew of people. And hey, there's McDonald's across the street if you get hungry. And this Sunday is my son's confirmation, so we do not have an unbusy weekend. And I'm really looking forward to it, especially after everything that went down this weekend. I've only scratched the surface of how bad yesterday was. But I found the things I can be grateful for in there. And I hope that whether your day was good, whether your day was bad, you find your gratitude. Namaste and blessed be. And you have a great Friday.